So Act 3, Scene 3. Now, the first thing that you need to write point-wise, Piyush, switch on your camera. The first thing that you need to write will be, why is this scene important? Okay, why is Act 3, Scene 3 important? First of all, it brings us closer to the trial scene. Point 1, please write. Act 3, Scene 3 brings us closer to the trial scene, which is the most important scene of Merchant of Venice. Okay, so Act 3, Scene 3 brings us closer to the trial scene. Second, you have the suspense of the Bond story. The Bond story, I'm not talking about James Bond. Which Bond am I talking about, Atharva Banage?
Pound of flesh.
What am I talking about, Atharva?
Pound of flesh.
The Pound of Flesh, the story where how much did Antonio owe to Shylock?
3,000.
3,000 ducats, and he was now unable to pay within that 3 months. Therefore, he has to pay the penalty. The penalty, that is money gratis without interest, is what Antonio used to take. That is, he wouldn't charge interest, but Shylock, being the money lender, he said, okay, let us sign a merry bond. That is just fun's sake. We will sign the bond. Actually, his intention was evil. So he says that let us sign the bond, and then the bond is that if you are unable to pay the 3,000 ducats, you have to give, I will take a pound of flesh from whichever place I want. Now he wants it from near his heart, right? So we are coming closer to that, and we are also now, what is going to happen? The Bond story. Is he going to take the pound of flesh? What will the trial be like? So that is what is the suspense about. Then it also fills the interval between the trial scene and allows Bassanio to travel from Belmont to Venice. This is that. That is why this scene has been added. Clear? What are the why this scene is important? It is, this is how we go about it. So these are the 4 important points, why the scene is important. The first one being, it is an action which is nearer to the trial scene. Second, the suspense of the Bond story. It is, it kind of it takes us closer to the suspense to the Bond story, and it also fills the interval, the gap for Bassanio to travel from Belmont to Venice. Is that clear, children? All of you? I can't hear y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Good, good. Okay, I hope all of your, you all have switched on your cameras, please. It's important for me to see your reaction. Piyush, time and again, I'm telling you to switch on your camera. Sid, you as well. Okay, now coming back, like we always start, where does this scene take place? Act 3, Scene 3. The scene takes place in Venice, a street. Krishna, tell me, who are the characters that enter the scene?
Shylock, Salarino, Antonio, and the Galo.
No, we don't say it as Gaoler. This is actually the jailer. That is how he had written. That is how Shakespeare had written the particular, the spelling. But this is actually jailer. Okay. Now the scene is such. Please imagine this. Antonio, for not being able to repay the amount, he has been now he has to be on the trial. So before the trial, he is taken to this jailhouse. Now the jailhouse is like a place, exactly not a jail, but it is for those people who are waiting for the trial to take place. But Antonio, being a wonderful person, a wonderful human being, loved by the citizens of Venice, even the jailer was familiar with him. So he on the request, he requested the jailer that, could you please take me out to get some fresh air? So jailer, he is out at the moment, out of this jailhouse, in front, or rather on the street, with Antonio. And that is when he sees Shylock approaching. And Shylock sees that the jailer has taken Antonio out of the jailhouse, and he is right now in the open. He gets angry. Why does he get angry? Sid, why does Shylock get angry to see jailer out with Antonio?
Because Antonio is out of cage.
Out of the jail. He's out of the jail. He should be inside. That was his motive. That was the basic motive of Shylock. So that is why, and the moment the jailer sees Shylock, he approaches him. Okay. And that is when the conversation takes place. And Shylock is angry. This is his mood. He's in anger. That is the mood. So kindly write down what the kind of mood Shylock was in. Jailer, look to him. Tell not me of mercy. So the jailer probably must have requested Shylock, like, oh, let go, forgive him. That is why he says, look to him means you better take care of him. You better, see that he, guard him closely. Tell not me of mercy, which means don't tell me, don't ask that I should forgive him. This is the fool. That is, he's looking at Antonio and he's saying, this is the fool that lent out money gratis. That is, Antonio is a fool and he gives out money without charging interest. So money gratis, what is money gratis?
Money without interest.
Money without
Very good,
interest.
Dhruv. That's excellent. Yes, money without charging any interest. Again, he tells the jailer, jailer, look to him, which means, jailer, you better guide him. Now, Antonio, he says this line, hear me yet, good Shylock. He's again requesting. He's requesting Shylock, please listen to me. You want to take that pound of flesh, but listen to me. Hear me out. Shylock is adamant. So what is Shylock's mood in this particular passage? He is adamant. Adamant about what, Akshat? Akshat?
Yes, ma'am.
What is he adamant about?
Ma'am, he wants to get Antonio, ma'am, wants his flesh.
Yes, he wants his bond. He wants that revenge. So he says, I will have my bond. And then he says, speak not against my bond. I have sworn an oath. Now, children, I want you to underline this particular line, this phrase. I have sworn an oath. Here you will see in Act 3, Scene 1, if you remember, that he says that, he tells Tubal, you go and get me a lawyer. In the meantime, I am going to the synagogue. Melissa,
Yes,
do you remember
ma'am.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
This is where he had taken an oath. That oath was that I am going to have my bond. That is, I'm going to take that pound of flesh. So that's why he says, I have sworn an oath. This oath was taken in Act 3, Scene 1, that I shall have my bond. Then he reminds Antonio about the insults. And he says, thou callest me a dog before thou hadst a cause. That is, you insulted me, you called me a dog, and that too without reason. Then he laughs, with that evil laughter. He says, but since I'm a dog, beware of my fangs. Fangs out here is the teeth. Okay. So now that you have called me a dog, well, you be careful. I am going to bite you. So be careful of my teeth. Beware of my fangs. I want you to write. Piyush, switch on your camera, please. Piyush Dupe. Children, there are only few of them who have been given the permission not to switch on their cameras. Rest of you, please kindly switch on your camera. It's important for me to, to see you all. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so he says, thou calledst me a dog before thou hadst a cause. Hadst a cause means without any reason. But since you have called me a dog, therefore beware my fangs. The Duke shall grant me justice. I do wonder. So here, the Duke shall grant me a justice out here. What is the justice? What is he talking about in this particular line, Mariam?
Ma'am, the bond that the Duke will allow him to take a pound of flesh.
And why will he allow him to take a pound of flesh?
Because Antonio has signed the bond.
He has signed the bond, but also why will the Duke grant him justice? What is this justice all about? Yes, Arya?
Ma'am, the equal
Antonio
right,
has not
People
returned the
were
money.
given special
equal right
privileges
to
by the
Wait,
court of Venice.
Excellent, but only one will answer. Yes, Ali, you want to say something? Ali, you have raised your hand. Okay, so the Duke shall grant me justice means the Duke has no other option but to grant me the privileges, right? The privileges that a foreigner he enjoys in Venice to conduct the business. So the Duke cannot be, he cannot side with Antonio and refuse to give me justice, because he has to follow the, which charter is it? Yes, Ali? Ali, you have raised your hand. You want to say something? Your voice is not clear, Ali. Okay, so going back, so the Duke shall grant me justice. That is, there is no other option but the Duke to grant me justice. I do wonder, thou naughty jailer. I wanted to underline the word naughty jailer. Here, naughty jailer, according to the Shakespearean language, means good for nothing. So Shylock, in his anger, calls the jailer, you good for nothing jailer, that thou art so fond to come abroad with him at his request. That is, you good for nothing jailer. Okay, you are such a foolish person that you have yes, Dhruv?
Ma'am, so in the exam
Ma'am.
you write jailer or this gallows?
The jailer?
Ma'am, in the exam will write jailer or this word Gaoler.
You will mention this, you will write this. If you're quoting the line, this is the spelling of jailer, so you have to write this within quotes. And naughty jailer is the term. This naughty means good for nothing. That thou art so fond. The word fond out here means foolish. That is, you are so foolish to come abroad. The word abroad out here means to come out in the open with him, that is with Antonio, at his request. Is this line clear, Simar?
Ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, like if Shylock is not from Venice,
Yeah.
if Shylock is not from Venice, then like he's living there for only like 2 to 3 months, like as a traveler, probably.
No, he is conducting his business. Venice was, in those days, it was thriving. It was thriving. It was a place for business purpose. So people, all the foreigners had come over there to conduct their business. Shylock, being a Jew, he was a money lender, and that is why he was not a citizen of Venice. He was not a Venetian, and therefore he is a foreigner. And like any other foreigner, they also need to sign the freedom, the freedom of the privileges that was given, the charter. They had to sign those charter, and in that charter it was mentioned, you are most welcome to come to Venice, conduct your business. At the same time, you will also enjoy the privileges that is given to the Venetians, that is the local people. You will also be at par. You will not be treated differently. So that is why the Duke shall grant me justice, which means the Duke has no other option but to give me justice as per the charter.
Ma'am, but like I wanted to ask, like, if he's a foreigner, then like probably staying for very little time in Venice.
That Shylock has not mentioned whether he has stayed for little time or he has, he goes back. That is not mentioned. Yes.
So then, like, how does he know Antonio so well? That was my question.
How does he know Antonio?
So well.
He knows because they are all into business. They all gather. You remember when I started with Merchant of Venice, and I told you all that they would all gather at the stock exchange, the Rialto. They know about each other. You've forgotten about the Rialto part, Dhruv. So
No,
that is the place. That's the place where they would all gather. That's the place where Antonio insulted him. So they knew each other very well. They were like, they hated each other. Antonio hated Shylock for going ahead and charging interest, being a money lender, which was against the Christian rule, and because charging money was not the right thing. All those were explained to you in grade 9, and now that is the reason he finally gets hold of Antonio, has able to get him inside the jailhouse. But he sees that the jailer is sympathizing with Antonio and has brought him out in the open, and that too at his request. That's why he calls the jailer, you are a naughty jailer, means you're a good for nothing jailer, because you are foolish. You're fond out here means you're foolish to come abroad with him at his request. Antonio says, I pray thee, hear me speak. That is, I pray thee means I request you, please, Shylock, listen to me, hear me out. He's requesting. But Shylock, being our Shylock, says, I will have my bond. I will not hear thee speak. Means I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to hear any of your excuses. I just want my pound of flesh. I will have my bond and therefore speak no more. Now, children, in this little speech, you will also get to see the number of time Shylock has mentioned the bond. Okay, so he keeps on saying, I will have my bond. Number one, I will not hear thee speak. That is, I don't want to listen to your excuses. Second time, I will have my bond and therefore speak no more. And therefore, I don't want to listen to you. Please be quiet. I will not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool to shake the head, relent and sigh and yield to Christian intercessors. I wanted to underline this particular line. And he says that I will, that is Shylock says, I will not be a soft and stupid fool. That is, I'm not going to be, my feelings for you is not going to be softened. And I'm not going to be foolish enough to what? To agree, to shake my head. That is to agree. To shake my head means to agree and to relent and to feel sorry and give into the Christians, that is the friends that he has who are his so-called friends and they are Christian. If they also come and request me and they tell me, please let go of your bond and don't punish Antonio, don't take that pound of flesh. So he says, I am not going to listen to the Christian intercessors, means the Christian pleaders, those are going to come and plead to me to let go of the bond. I am not going to listen to them. Clear? Any question over here so far? Any question?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. I can see.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, then he says, follow not. So probably, Shylock is moving ahead and the jailer along with Antonio is following him and requesting him, please, 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 kind of, is literally begging him to listen to him. That's why he says the line, follow not. I'll not have no speaking. Again, he goes on to say, I am not going to listen to you or hear you out. I will, what he says, I will have my bond. That is, I want only my pound of flesh. The bond, I want that to to get that pound of flesh and to realize that. With this, Shylock makes his exit. Now, who will tell me what is the role of Salarino? What do we call him? Melissa, what role does he play in this particular drama?
Like he's the Joker.
Salarino is the Joker? No, you're wrong.
Lorenzo is the Joker.
Ma'am,
He's a chorus
he
character.
imparts information.
Yes, so what do we call such characters?
Chorus character.
Chorus characters.
Chorus characters. Excellent, children, you still remember. So as Salarino and Salanio, they are the chorus characters. They do not take part in the action, but they kind of part information and they take the play ahead. So now Salarino comments. Okay, he says it is the most impenetrable curve. Now here, impenetrable curve, when you see this word, that is, he is what? A heartless dog. Impenetrable. Can you see this line? This means, this particular word means he is such a heartless dog that ever kept with men. That is, he's such a creature, he's such a heartless dog that has ever been has been staying with human beings, who has ever lived among human beings. This is what he says. So remember who makes this comment. Now we go, Antonio. What mood is in Antonio? Antonio has given up. He has gone back into being melancholic. So kindly write that Antonio was in melancholic mood and he says, let him alone, which means leave him, forget about him, leave him alone. I will follow him no more with bootless prayers. That is, I will not follow him and with this useless appeals. That is, I have been appealing to him. I'm requesting him. Yes, Arya, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. I had a doubt.
Yes.
Was Antonio, like when Bassanio had gone to Belmont, and also was he happy that he's going there? Because you told like he came into melancholy now, like before. So in between, was he happy, like whatever Basania was saying, or had his feelings changed?
I didn't get your question. Come again.
Ma'am, like in the starting of the play, Antonio is melancholic, and now again he becomes melancholic. So, what were his feelings in between? Like, was he happy that Bassanio is going to woo Portia?
See, he's happy that finally Bassanio is his best friend. So Bassanio has gone to fulfill his to his dreams of getting married to Portia. He is not aware about that they have he has won the casket. He's selected the right casket. He's not aware about that, because in the meantime, if you notice, when Salario comes with the letter in Belmont along with Lorenzo and Jessica, and Brashanio tells him that we are like Jasons who have won the golden fleece. And that's when Salario says that I wish you had won the fleece of that of Antonio, that is rescued his the ships that have met with wreck. So that very line tells us that Antonio is not aware about the success of Bassanio. And of course he was sad because he had to part with his friend. That is the reason when he, if you remember in Act 1, he kind of, when he bids him goodbye, and he says that don't worry, go and concentrate on what you are aiming at. If you remember that, obviously when you depart from your friend you feel sad, but that does not mean that he was unhappy that Bassanio had gone to Belmont. So that was not the case. And as far as being melancholic, that is the nature of Antonio. That is why at the very beginning he says, I know not why I am sad. He says that line, which means I do not know why I am sad, where it has come from. So basically, that is a part of his character of being sad. But in this case, he has all the reason to be sad, because he knows if he has to give that pound of flesh from near his heart, he's going to bleed to death. And he's trying to request Shylock, and he also knows in heart of heart that Shylock is trying to take his revenge, by taking away that pound of flesh. It's not that, if you remember in Act 3, Scene 2, I'd also mentioned that Salarino says, when I, even if we offer him double the amount, now he's not ready to take. Arya, is that clear to you now?
Yes, ma'am.
So Antonio basically here he is in a melancholic mood, because he says, I'm trying to convince him, I'm trying to make him listen to my appeal, but I am just following him and he doesn't want to listen to me. Therefore he says, I will follow him no more. That is, I'm not going to go after him with bootless prayers. That is, with my absolute my useless appeals. And then he tells us the reason. He says, he seeks my life. I want you to underline and write number 1. He seeks my life. What reason does Antonio give in Act 3, Scene 3? What reason does he give in Act 3, Scene 3? Please mute your, use the mute button, please. Yeah, he says he seeks my life. His reason, well, I know. That is, I do know the reason why he wants to take my life. And this is the reason. I oft delivered from his forfeitures many that have at times made moan to me. So here it says that very often in the days gone by, there have been people to whom Shylock had lent money and was expecting the interest from them, but those people probably were not able to pay. So that is when Antonio steps in and have helped such people by clearing their dues. And that is why he says, I have oft delivered from his forfeitures many that have at times made moan to me. Many that have come to me and appealed to me, I have helped them by paying, clearing of their penalties. So that is one reason why Shylock hates Antonio. Many that have at times made moan to me, therefore he hates me. Okay, that is the reason why he hates me. So what is the reason given by Antonio for Shylock's hatred? Who is going to answer this?
Ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, firstly, he knows that Shylock hates Antonio because whenever someone was in debt and they were expected to, so in case they could not, so they used to go appeal to Antonio to help them. So Antonio used to help them clear up their debts. So Shylock hates them. He hates
Exactly.
Antonio.
Yes. And now with this particular bond that has been, fortified, he is going to, what is he going to do? He is seeking his life. Therefore, he hates me. Now, Celerino adds another information and he says, I'm sure the Duke will never grant this forfeiture to hold. That is, I'm sure the Duke will not allow such a penalty to be imposed. To be hold means such a penalty to be imposed. Antonio says, now this is where your question comes in, Dhruv. Please pay attention. The Duke cannot deny the course of law. That is, the Duke cannot refuse what Shylock has demanded because it's a proper legal document. So he has to go by it. For the commodity that strangers, now here underline the word strangers, here means foreigners, have with us in Venice. If it be denied, it will much impeach the justice of the state. So this line says that the rights that the foreigners enjoy with us in Venice, what is going to happen if it is denied? It will harm the justice system of this state. And therefore, it will ruin the transaction, the business transaction, and bring down the economy of the state. Therefore, it is important that the Duke has to comply with the course of the law. Is it clear now, children, this particular line?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Any other question? Any question?
No.
Okay. So it will impeach out here, which means that it is going to the justice. Then if the business transaction is not carried out, it will much impeach the justice. It is going to kind of affect the justice of the state. That is why it is important. How will it affect the justice of the state? Who will answer that? How will it affect the justice of the state?
Mom,
Who is this ma'am?
mommy,
And who else? Let's give everyone a chance.
Ma'am, because he didn't, the Duke won't follow the legal document that this Shylock had, made.
So what happens if Shylock goes away and the justice is not given to him, and the Duke says, Duke has all the authority to say no,
Rebellion.
and the Duke, then what is going to happen if Shylock leaves? What will
Others
happen?
will.
Rebellions will be. People might rebel.
Yes, Aditya, come again.
They might rebel. All the foreigners that justice
All
has
will
been
rebel.
granted.
So what will happen if all if they rebel and if they leave?
Recession.
The reputation of Venetians will go down, of the justice.
Reputation of the Venetians will go down, number one. Number two.
Ma'am,
Yes,
the
Simar?
economy will go down.
Simar?
Yeah.
Unmute.
We studied earlier that the strangers who came to Venice also had equal rights as the
As the local Venetians. Yes, yes, correct. So if they leave, the economy is going to be affected. So it's very important to please the foreigners who conduct business in Venice. That is the reason Duke has to be, he has to give the correct decision, and he has to go by the course of law. That is what he says. It will much impeach the justice of the state, since that the trade and profit of the city consists of all nations. That is, the trade and the profit of the city, it is because of all these foreigners from different nations who have come over here to conduct their business. Is it clear so far? Yes, Aditya, you've raised your hand. You want to ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. Right now, in this specific time period, is Bassanio en route to Venice?
Yes, that is what I mentioned when I started with the scene. I told you why the scene is important. I told you that it brings the action closer to the trial scene, number one. Second, the suspense of the Bond story is heightened. Third, it fills the interval, the gap, and allows Bassanio to travel from Belmont to Venice. So that is the reason why this scene has been, we are doing this particular scene, and it is the importance of the scene. Clear now, Aditya? Aditya?
Yes.
Yeah. Therefore, he says, therefore go. these griefs and losses, this griefs and losses have so baited me. That is this sadness, this particular, the situation I'm going through, these sad times. It has, it has kind of taken such a toll on my health. And he has lost so much of weight that he says that I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh. So it has baited me. It has kind of, it has completely made me lose so much of weight that I doubt if I can give that pound of flesh tomorrow to my bloody creditor. To my bloody creditor out here means to this person who is so thirsty and wants thirsty for my blood. That is why he calls him a bloody creditor. And why creditor? Because the 3,000 ducats, it was loaned to him by this person. He had taken a credit from Shylock of 3,000 ducats. Kanchan, are you there on the same page? Where are you? Did you write any question over here? Any question, children? Is this scene clear to you? Because this is one scene, especially the very first passage of Look to Him, Jailer. That particular passage was asked in ICSE. Okay, it's an ICSE passage where questions do come from that particular scene. So please please put a little star next to that particular passage, and we have to ask questions based on that. And of course, the ICSE question also, I will be sharing that with you on WebGenie through the worksheet. So let me end this, and then he says, well, jailer, on. Well, jailer, on means let's proceed, let's go inside. Pray good God, Bassanio, come. Aditya, here you get your answer. God, that is, I'm praying to God that Bassanio should come to see me pay his debt, and then I care not. That is, I just want Bassanio to be there so that he sees me clearing his debt by giving that pound of flesh, and after that, then I will not care for anything else in the world. And with this, he makes, he kind of exists. Now, this particular line where Antonio says these lines, it shows that Antonio has resigned himself to his fate, and he takes the comfort in the thought that he is going to die for the sake of his friend. Please mention that in your answer. I repeat, Antonio resigns himself to his fate, but takes comfort in the thought that he is going to die for the sake of his best friend.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Yes. Antonio resigns himself to his fate, F-A-T-E, fate, but takes comfort in the thought that he is going to die, but takes comfort in the thought that he's going to die for the sake of his friend. With this, we come to the end of Act 3, Scene 3. Act 3, Scene...
He's going to die, and then?
He's going to die for the sake of his friend. For the sake of his friend. Yes, Muskan?
Ma'am, what is the meaning of baited?
Baited means to make him lose so much weight. Make him lose so much weight. W-E-I-G-H-T. Now, children, I want you to write some question. I want you to write. Please, can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you.
Please use the mute button, children. What is the meaning of this line?
Ma'am, he lent money without taking
Interest.
interest.
He loaned money without interest or charging interest.
Yes, very good, very good. Okay, next. I'll give you 5 questions and rest I will send a worksheet. This is an important one. This is one question I want to hear all. I want to see your answers. You can email me your answers. The last question will be, okay, so 5 questions. And I think, okay, we are already completed our 40 minutes. I want all of you to write this.